While this Lakers season has been bumpy to say the least, you can't deny that LeBron James has absolutely filled up the box score over his past 9 games at levels that match his prime. But there's a particular role that head coach Frank Vogel has stumbled upon that could be the key to unlocking even more scintillating play from LBJ, and perhaps turn this season around enough and give Lakers fans hope that they can make a deep run in the playoffs. Since LeBron got to LA, he's been surrounded by a revolving cast of characters, and one constant has been having at least one, if not two, bigs playing alongside him. We know the telepathy that he has with Anthony Davis, and this year, Vogel seems content to make sure he's got either Dwight Howard or DeAndre Jordan in there as well. One thing to notice about the last 9 games for the Lakers is that their pace has slowed to almost a crawl, notable considering how fast it was up until this point. Aesthetically, the Lakers aren't the prettiest team to watch on offense. To my eye, it just feels like there's very little player and ball movement. When I checked the numbers, they overwhelmingly backed up what I was sensing from my coaching antenna. Compared to the rest of the league, they do not move across the floor much. They do it at a snail's pace, and while this is by design, to put LeBron in position to make as many decisions as possible, we're deprived of the ballet that basketball can be. But as I was going through hundreds of clips through this hot streak from LeBron, I kept noticing something a little bit different. King James getting off his normal small forward throne to play center. When you isolate the performance of the team with LeBron on the floor and Davis, Howard, and Jordan off, you can see that the team perks up compared to their season numbers. With a 4-out, 1-in alignment like this, you can see the team is spacing the floor a lot better, penetrating the defense with an initial short roll to Melo, allowing the offense to do a lot of the work before LeBron gets it back again, and it continues to flow with pace and space until Austin Reeves shovels a nice pass down low for an easy 2. And it's LeBron as a roll man that ends up being devastating to the defense. Reluctant to leave LeBron, Hartenstein doesn't stop Monk's turning of the corner, and Kennard doesn't want to leave a good shooter in Wayne Ellington in the corner to bump down and help. Here, LeBron is the absolute most traditional of center roles, simply following the ball and setting that screen and rolling. No help off the corner, despite Reeves not shooting well from behind the arc, and LeBron gets fouled. And coming up from under the hoop to screen for Russ, they force a switch. LeBron thinks about it for a beat, then realizes he's got a shorty on him and quickly remedies that situation. What makes it hard on the defense is when the center on the offense is running the pick and roll and can pinpoint his roll passes so precisely. Giddey takes one extra step towards LeBron, and the pass is to THG before the defense can rotate to stop it. This is where you get a 5-out alignment with lots of open space around the basket. He continues to draw the second defender out towards half court before hitting the roll man, who quickly finds the seam in the defense. Traditional big guys aren't used to having ball screens set on them, and it's unclear what man is doing other than allowing an easy pass to his man for a layup. On this possession, it's easy to see the kind of space this lineup opens up around the basket, and LeBron's presence freezes LeVert for a second, and that's all Monk needs to feed off that gravity for a pretty open look from 3. They do it again with Ellington screening, and if you screw up the switch for a second, LeBron is going to get the ball to the open man on time and on target, and that's more than enough space for a shooter like Ellington. Interestingly enough, he doesn't post up that much in these lineups, something they should fix immediately. Elbow touches should be almost every time for him, as we saw how it helped in Miami, and he's still making awesome passes like this. If that cut is not open, Ellington comes back around a curl with Carmelo screening, and they quickly get the spacing right as he posts up on that left block. Watch how much gravity he commands down there, as he lures a double team and 3 guys into the lane while going baseline to turn all the defenders' heads, allowing him to locate the open shooter on the perimeter. Nice shot fake, 1-dribble pull-up, by the way. Here, they run a split in front of him and get pinch post action, with a good defender worried about Melo's shot on the weak side, and Reeves' cut bringing the smaller Joseph into help position. It's an easy finish on the roll. They don't run many post-ups at the block for him with these lineups. This is very strange to me. Check how much space he has in the lane to operate, and even though Russ being in the dunker spot would be suboptimal for that spacing, his man would most likely be too small to offer any resistance as a help rotator, as Terrence Mann finds out the hard way. All I can say is that Coach Vogel had better get him a lot more low post touches going forward. I'm always up for lineups that defy conventional wisdom, especially when they allow certain players to perform better than they normally would. But if the Lakers hope to contend for a title this year, they're going to have to rely on something better than a big lineup and Russell Westbrook.